What's up, YouTube? Turtle here, and today I realized um, before we get into our gameplay of Doki Doki Literature Club, I figured I'd show you something that I never noticed on the store page on Steam, and that is, sorry, excuse all these stupid ads, that right here on the user-defined tags it says psychological horror. I'm not too sure as to how this is scary, so let's just open it and get to our save file. I did play forward a bit more, so there's a small bit I know. I have 3 saves after spending time with different girls, but I just skipped a bit, so it'll be switched around. Also, lower the music volume, and then we'll go to this load. This is where the first poem is. These are the 3 after each girl, because I found out a way to bring Sayori back. It's just I'm not going to go through all of it right now because it is very, very grindy. Like, you have to grind through a lot. So this is where we left off last, and we're just going to continue from here. So here it says, anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. Favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. So that's typically what you would have expected from her. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. Also, I did watch the rest of the game theory videos on this, all 4 of them, and yeah, this game's actually a lot creepier than I thought, and I sort of spoiled a bit. So, like, I lowered the volume down on a lot of the spoiler parts, but still, it is dark. Anyways, let's get into it. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements, such as, usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. That seems like what I like to watch. I am a huge fan of horror movies, except for The Exorcist. I hate that movie. Gave me nightmares forever. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. Anyway, at this rate, you might as well be having a conversation with a rock. That's boring as hell. Really, would have expected that much, Yuri, for someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if the story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then no, I really can't put it down. Part of me thinks I should just skip ahead of this and get to the first poem, so I'm just gonna do that right now. So, yeah, we're just skipping ahead of it. Don't worry, the rest of it will be a bit faster. It's just I want to get to the first poem. So, I'm not sure what to write this or who to write it for, so I guess we'll go with Sayori. So, I did figure out which words suit them most, so like this one would be Sayori. This one, Marshmallow, for example, would probably have to go with Natsuki. Well, I had to think for a sec. Like Sparkle, or if you want to say the Japanese word, Kirameki. Sayori. Starscape, I think, would be Yuri. Promise. I'm just going with ones that fit Sayori. And note, I'm not gonna skip that much from here on longer. So, Yeah. What is this here? I guess holiday? Let's make this first one like just pure Sayori words. Awesome. I don't think suicide would be for her. Then again, I would really want to know. I know that going into some of the files like creep me out because I found like a hidden website for a website called projectlibertina.com, which is pretty weird, but yeah, what can you do about it? Dang it! Chose one word that wasn't for Sayori. Okay, let's see. Char? Damn it, why am I choosing Jerry now? Color? Yep. Rose. Hello? Loud. Memories. Broken. Smile. Okay, I don't think that would be correct. I think that'd be not skis. Because she wears one ribbon and Sayori wears a bow, so yeah, let's not choose that. Pretty? Nope. No, that's not ski. Again, Rito, glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Okay, nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Back to Literature Club. There's also mods where people like edited this game to say the Doki Doki Yandere Club, where they like edited the character files to put Yandere in front of it, and the gameplay was weird. I'll leave a link to the description of the first one I saw, which is by Biju Mike. So yeah, check that video out. It gets creepy. If I'll get around to doing it after I play through this first time, get the first ending and then the quote-unquote true ending. But for now, as well, I'm back to Literature Club. Just get rid of that. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Sounds like 8th grade, I think? Yeah, 8th grade. Back in game club. Thanks for keeping your promise, Ryuto. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. That sounded like me last year. I didn't join any clubs. I was in chess club freshman year, and anime club, but our school got rid of anime club sophomore year, so I didn't get out. I didn't do any clubs. And last year too. No, that's a lie. I did chess club for a bit, but then I got out of it. I don't know if you just plan to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Is that a death threat? Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the classroom. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Not wrong. It's just a simplified literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Ryuto always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. And note, that noise was my cat jumping onto a chair. He helps me with busy work without even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. Damn. And you almost set your house on fire once. Okay, if you're that bad at cooking, you just shouldn't be in a kitchen. That or be under supervision by Gordon Ramsay so you don't mess up anything. that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Ryuto can become good friends too. Uh, um, sorry? Hmm, dot. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? I couldn't even. Okay, even I have a stutter sometimes, so sorry about that. Wait, Sayori. Huh? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, it won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading this for some reason and speaking it. So, sorry for that. Alright. Well, here. She reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. And for all the bells and all the thing hit on the floor, that's my cats running around, by the way. So I picked out a book you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This, this is how is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. And I swear, these cats need to stop running around. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off the scheduled activities for the club. That doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Sorry, I'm turning the volume up a bit. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Man, looks like no one must be bothered today. I slumped down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related? Wait, do that too fast? Related by myself like this. Sorry. I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica. We're probably going to seem really lame compared to the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. And I just thought of Criminal Minds hearing that sentence. I don't know why. That doesn't seem to solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Okay, I'm gonna sit in the seat that the cats are running into. Ugh. Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. What's this? Sayori is really taking this seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. Huh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind? Well, I guess we could... Cupcakes! Ah, good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. uh, Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self, but therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, I sort of relate with that. Sayori can put her mind into things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. Sorry, having a really hard time reading this. Can't help but wonder what it would be like to see her world through to see the world through her eyes. Sorry. What? I open my eyes to find Sayori's face filling in my vision. Okay, even I would freak out at that. I've had that happen before. Typically ends up with two people just headbutting. I nearly fall out of my chair. Sorry. Wait, actually I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't a napping club. Does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have to put less time for anime, you know? Oh god, that is actually true. Unless you're in a school club that has anime to do with it, you end up falling behind on a lot of anime. You'll need to get used to it. Don't say that so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true though. Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. Heh. Sorry if I'm not that enthusiastic. I just don't feel like doing that, and it is cold right now. Because it just snowed in Texas. It's what I do best. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Huh? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I knew it. Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Huh? Sayori glances around at herself. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair trying to straighten it out. And you really need a brush for this. My hair is just really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't even straight either. There's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I try to wipe the stain off with my finger, but nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. Hey, you meanie. And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori. I skipped that a bit too fast. Why do you think you don't... Okay, that is just rude. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet, huh? That's super mean. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. This is so funny. What is it? Oh, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kind of things. Huh? Don't say that. Make me feel weird about it. Stupid. Okay, though. Oh, that's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Okay, So, what I heard, to get the true ending, you actually have to play through to where she's supposed to hug you, and then you go to your save file for the first poem, and then play through this again with Natsuki, and then with Yuri, and then each time you get to the part where she's supposed to hug you, you trace it back, play through it. Once you get to it with Yuri's part, you play through it all, and it gets you the true ending. Anyways, it says, I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. That button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. If you have ever buttoned it, you would have... Dang it, I keep skipping too fast. If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit anymore. What are you smiling about? It means my boobs got bigger again. Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look so much better now, so... why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that? But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Phew. That's so much better. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Okay. Oh yeah, also, for anyone who watches this, could y'all comment what her color hair is and Monica's is? I'm not too sure. I know it's supposed to be like a brownish, but I'm sort of colorblind. So I typically see it as like a grayish color. So yeah. And it's the same with Natsuki, except I read that Natsuki's was pink. Yuri's I can see fine, it's purple. It's just the other ones I really can't. Also, someone comment what Monica's eye color is. I can't tell. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. Huh? Didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on getting to bed a little earlier. Fine, fine. It's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. I guess so, huh? So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning? You're doing it again, Sayori. Ah, but I was joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Huh? Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! Ryuto, I can't wait to read yours. Okay, this one's gonna be terrible. Yep, same. Go to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah? My relaxation ends. Can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poem. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. I was gonna say, she actually tore a leaf and wrote it, and that's some skill. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who to show the poem to? I guess we'll go from the bottom upwards. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, Ryuto. Also, the music changed to a bit more happy beat. And I don't know what color her eyes are. It's irritating me. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It is kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha ha ha. Don't worry, Ryuto. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. I'm just gonna save this part right here. Move to this thing there. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like this one. Makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common. Well. We may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Well, that might be the case. But there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So, I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has a kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy could enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure you'll end up trying different things a lot. Could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't push yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I'll always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in a wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel. Blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of this meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. That seems like it could actually be part of a story, much less a poem. Then again, poetry is pretty freeform, so I can't really judge. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. That is what I call it. That is freeform writing. I'm sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Uh, well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany lately. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. That is me when writing a song. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never get any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark puddle of ink. Actually, that's somewhat true, I guess? Yeah, it depends on the pen. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. Okay, now she's starting to sound like a YouTuber. Sorry. Alright, next we have Miss Shy and Timid herself. Sorry. YouTube notifications from both my accounts. Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? I was about to say writing a poem. Yeah? Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Yeah, it's not so bad. No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice, but it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. Sorry, I skipped that. These things are so low that it goes to here sometimes, my mouse. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and form fit the two together. The end result is both the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds a train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into that writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and patience. I also hope that everyone in this club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is a... Dang it, I keep skipping ahead. If Yuri is apologizing to herself, me, or to Natsuki. Can I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last to get replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Sorry. Calmly breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker. Or light flickers, I flicker back. Okay. I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting. That's actually good handwriting. My handwriting is terrible. What? I wasn't thinking of that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. Actually, I think her handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. That is not wrong, it actually was. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Rito. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Yeah, well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of it that way. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Okay, so after I get through with these, I'm going to cut this game, or I'm going to leave it at that. So who should I show my poem to next? Natsuki. ... question mark. Okay. Quotation mark. ... Well, comma, it, apostrophe S. I'm sorry, I'm just joking saying that. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. You want to get smacked? I'll pass. Sigh. Well, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Okay. I ain't the biggest fan of those types of poems, the short ones. Yeah. Told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Also, give me a sec. Okay. Your writing style shouldn't make your message any less vivid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do such great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in that last line. So you did, I guess, more went into it than I realized. What that means, that's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. Decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Sayori is the last one to show it to. ... Oh my goodness! This is so good, Ryuto. Huh? I love it. Love it! I'm sorry. Thought of Asta movie for a bit. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori? You must have been... Oh, you must seriously be overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Maybe because I have no idea what I like either. Ahahaha. Jeez. Yuri's opinion is way more constructive than this. Are you sure you don't like it because you don't like it just because I wrote it? Huh? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know. So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Ryuto poem. And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. So weird, Sayori. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? Like I said before, Ryuto, deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny she's part of the reason that I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now, if you'll read my poem too. Alright, after I read this, I'm gonna cut this off. Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed. Make me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret. I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Okay. Well, that is all for today. I'm gonna end this here. That is all for today. I hope you liked. Check out my other video. Well, check out the last video if you did. Subscribe to my other channel, the Stefano Turtle, and I will leave a link in the description to a modded video of this by the channel Biju Mike. Check him out as well. And this is the Turtle Games signing out. Good.